Hey, before we get started on this video, guys, I want to give a huge shout out to my subscriber and patron named Keith. He sent me these really cool bootlegs. We got the controversial Clown House in a 1080p scale. He sent me Freddy's Nightmares, which are 720p's. That is wicked cool. Now I own the show. 22 seasons and 44 episodes. Really cool. Thank you so much. And last but certainly not least, Pumpkinhead. 3 and 4, 1080p upscales, and they looked good. I popped these on. I was like, wow, that looks great. Thank you, man. All stuff that's either not available or really hard to get, so I really appreciate it. Thank you for being a patron. Hey, what's going on, guys? Christian Hanahara here. Today, I want to take you through the journey of Jaws. I want to go through my home video collection, among some other things. I'll try not to go into too much detail about my thoughts on some of these movies, because quite frankly, this is ripe for a podcast episode, so expect that coming soon. But anyway, let's get into this. I want to show you my favorite Jaws releases I have, pretty much all of them, but some of my favorites for sure. And what I love about Jaws is that relatively similar cover art, but they have different spins on some of them and different styles. I just love Jaws. I mean, look at that image back there on the TV. Is that not the most terrifying thing you've ever seen? I mean, that is creepy. A shark. My God. Let's start with a bonus, though. How about this, guys? Did you know that Jaws had a video game? This is the Nintendo game. Now, the way the game played was pretty fun. You had to basically find Jaws in the water, and you would find a shark that you would have to shoot, and you'd have to get shells and get enough shells to be able to get more points, and more points gives you stronger weapons, and then once you get enough points and kill enough little sharks, you'll fight Jaws. And the ending of the game is relative to the alternate ending of Jaws the Revenge, so little extra right there. But we have to start, unfortunately, with DVDs. I don't have any VHS tapes of Jaws, but guess what I do have? That's right, laserdiscs, which we all know are cooler. But we'll get there. That'll be save the best for last. But let's get into this real quick. So here is the DVD release for Jaws. Now this is known as the widescreen DVD release. It came out in the early 2000s. Funny story about this is when I went to go get this, I had the one that had a red top and bottom, and I was full screen. Now, my ignorant self at the time, I just wanted to own this movie, and I liked the red trim on the top and bottom. And the guy at FYE told me, "Hey, that's a full screen version. You don't want that. Go grab the silver one. That's widescreen. It's got more picture to it. You see everything in the image." And I was like, "Okay." I want to say that I eventually did get the full screen version of this as well, just to have it, but I couldn't find it. God knows where it's at. But that is the DVD release of Jaws, and I just love collecting Jaws stuff, so it's stuff that I never trade in or get rid of. Not that I do that often anyway, but here's the DVD release of Jaws 2. Now that is cool. 1978 Jaws 2, man. Good stuff. I think this came out probably a couple years later than Jaws 1. So now, I believe that Jaws 3 was not 3D on the DVD version. But this is Jaws 3, the DVD. Very, very cool. Widescreen. Dennis Quaid. And this also has Lorraine from Back to the Future. So, and last but certainly not least, in the DVD series, widescreen release of Jaws the Revenge. Now, my goodness, I love me some Jaws the Revenge. I love all of these movies, but there's a snapper case version of this movie that has hokier artwork that I wish I owned. Maybe one day I'll track it down. But here's Jaws the Revenge on DVD. My brother bought me these DVDs as a best man gift for his wedding. He was like, "Christian, I'm not going to buy you like the shaving kit that I'm getting all my other like groomsmen. I'm going to get you some movies." So props to you, Trey, for that. Now, this release of Jaws was such a big deal when it came out. I'll never forget people were like losing their mind when they found out that, we were getting 7.1 audio, perfect high def image for Jaws, digitally remastered and fully restored from high-resolution 35mm original film elements. I remember people were losing their mind over this, and I wasn't somebody that was always like, especially at this time, I wasn't into looking up like release dates of movies. I was just buying movies when I would go to the store. But I remember when this got announced, I kept such a close eye on it, and the day it came out, I went to Walmart and bought it. This is like, it has a little tab that opens up, and it's got some cool information. So this is a great, great, great release of Jaws. Man, love it. And then it was probably a few years later. I want to say it was 2016. I think that's right. 2016 sounds right, when they released the sequels on DVD. There's Jaws 2. Great classic artwork. They did a great job on that. There's the back. Jaws 3. They did a great job on the artwork for this, and I love how they just, same shark, same art. This one is actually in 3D too, so if you have the ability to watch this movie in 3D, you can. Love Jaws 3. And last but certainly not least, Jaws the Revenge. DVD. Blu-ray, excuse me. I wonder if Jaws got an HD DVD. No, there's no way Jaws got an HD DVD, because if Jaws hit Blu-ray in 2015, 14, whatever it was, then HD DVD was already out. But there's Jaws the Revenge on DVD. Blu-ray. I keep saying DVD. Anyway. And probably my favorite 4K I own. I mean, whenever I grab this thing, I say to myself, oh my God, it's amazing. My Jaws 4K. Oh man, look at this thing. It's just beautiful. They did such a good job on this. It came with the booklet. All kinds of great information in there. I mean, wow. And of course, the 4K for Jaws. Just an amazing movie. I mean, literally a perfect movie. I wouldn't change anything about Jaws. I wouldn't change anything about it. Okay, so it's time to get into the laser discs. So let's do all these, and then I've got a super duper big daddy laser disc I gotta grab and edit this video. I was trying not to edit it, but I'm gonna have to edit it. But let's do it. So this is Jaws on Laserdisc. This is the very first Laserdisc of Jaws I ever bought, and I was really bummed out because I was very naive at the time when I bought this, not realizing that Laserdisc really didn't get a grip on the technology and the capability of it till much later. This Laserdisc is from like 79. Excuse me. It's from the mid-'80s when it came out, but it's not a good scan. It's the pan and scan, as it were. It's basically a better-looking VHS, but it's zoomed in. It doesn't look that great. It's certainly not with a Laserdisc head and its capabilities. So then, about 6 months later, I said, let me get the correct version. So then I got the 1991 widescreen release of Jaws, and then I got this, and I was like, oh my God, this is what I'm talking about, because, man, this released looks so good. Still looks good. So I'm a big fan of this Jaws Laserdisc. This is my go-to Jaws Laserdisc when I need my Jaws fix, and I don't have to pull out my super duper nice edition, because this is CLV, so it's 60 minutes aside, and I'll explain more when we get to what I got to get to. But that is a great release of Jaws. And then I knew better, so when Jaws 2 was getting on my horizons to get purchased, I made sure I got the widescreen of that as well. So there's Jaws 2. I think Jaws was released as a DiscoVision disc, which was like the birth of Laserdisc in the late 70s. So that one probably looks even worse than the one I have. But Jaws 2 widescreen. This is from 1992. And I love on the back how they gave everything that beautiful red hue, which is, I think, the alternate poster for Jaws 2 as well. So they did a great job there. I just love this Laserdisc. Great looking Laserdisc too. Now, unfortunately, Jaws 3 never got either a 3D Laserdisc or a widescreen. What you get is what you get with Jaws 3, and this is what we get. Love the big lettering on there, though. That's really cool. I love the artwork on the bottom with all the kids. Just one picture on the back. But these sequels are actually a little bit harder to come by nowadays, Jaws 3 and 4. You'll see a lot more of 1 and 2, obviously, because of how prominent they are in pop culture. And this one's in pristine condition. My Jaws the Revenge Laserdisc. Now, that is some beautiful art. Make sure my screensaver didn't go off back there. That is some beautiful art. They did a great job. Now, this came out about the same time as the first Jaws Laserdisc. So this one came out in 88, I think. Yeah, and 87 was when the first Jaws got a second or third release at the time, which was the very first one I showed you. I think they released Jaws on Laserdisc multiple times. But, man, this is beautiful. I mean, look at that. Lance Guest, that we know is from Halloween 2. Star of this film with Lorraine Gary. Great cast in this one. Michael Caine's in this one. I'll talk more about Jaws the Revenge on the podcast, obviously, but artwork-wise, it's a home run. And I'll put some B-roll footage in right now. I have a Jaws bathroom that I'll show more of, but I have an original Jaws the Revenge poster that's in my bathroom. So whenever you have to go to the bathroom, you can look at a original Jaws the Revenge poster. Now, let me go grab my super-duper nice Laserdisc. All right, so look at this beast right here. This is the Signature Universal Collection. Now, just to let you see how thick it is, it's There She Blows. So this came out in 1995. Yeah, so this was at the latter stage of Laserdisc, but when Laserdisc figured it out, how they can do their best effort. So let's see what comes in this thing. A lot of discs. For instance, here is disc 7 and disc 8, which is the last one. Now, the reason that is because there's a documentary on here. I believe it's called The Shark Is Not Working, which is an amazing documentary. Steven Spielberg's in it. I mean, everybody's in it. So this is 30 minutes aside because it's CAV disc, which I think the benefits of CAV in layman's terms is, better picture and audio. It's, I guess you could almost say it's even less compressed. So everything is just richer. The audio is even better. It wasn't done too often, but fans of true cinema back in the day, like, they would want CAV disc because even though it's 30 minutes aside, they were getting even better picture and audio at that time with what it was capable of. Now, I believe this is signed by Steven Spielberg, I think. I'm pretty sure that's an actual signature. Where's it at? Right there. So great images from behind the scenes of the making of Jaws. Really cool. Now, this is the coolest part about this set. So you lift off this foam piece right here. They give you the novel Jaws by Peter Benchley, and they give you the soundtrack. Now, obviously, the soundtrack is what's really cool because this is like a 90s CD, so you could tell by the jewel case and stuff. That is amazing, man. All the music listed on the back of there. It's just too cool. Let me get it straight. The nation's #1 best-selling book, now the screen super thriller. Jaws. Isn't it crazy, man, how they just made this shark movie and it's like it never got topped. I mean, I think it's Spielberg's best film still. That's just me. There it is. So that set is really nice. And this is limited to, I don't know how many it's limited to. Obviously, this is a limited release, but there it is, guys. So that is my Jaws collection. Pretty cool. I love it, and I love Jaws. I love the series. Again, I'm going to talk about the movies more on the podcast, but let me know your thoughts. What are your favorite Jaws moments? And besides the first one, which one do you really like a lot? Tell me in the comment section below. I'd really appreciate it. My name's Christian Hanna Horror. Thank you for watching this video.